Look around at the beauty of our planet, our home of life and wonder. From the oceans to the mountains, nature's beauty is all around us.
Within this beauty lies a secret threat, one that harms the grass that we stand on. Climate change, a disastrous threat taking over our planet.
The signs are all around us, like melting ice, raging fires, and erratic weather patterns. Our planet is sending us a distress signal, pleading for our attention and our help.
Yet inside this crisis, another enemy is hiding in the shadows. Invasive species are invading our ecosystems and disrupting life across different environments.
Their spread chokes the life out of any native species, destroying the things that belong on parts of our planet.
But there is hope. Across the globe, there are people that stand as protectors and fighters of nature and its beauty. Fighting to reclaim what has been lost and restore beauty to our ecosystem.
As we begin this journey of saving the world, we should remember the beauty that surrounds us and how fragile our planet can become without change.
In our hands lies the fate of this world. Together, let us rise to the challenge and save the generation of species who fought through hardship to be here today.
The Bradford pear is one example of an invasive species that affects the local area surrounding Huber Heights Dry Lake Run. It came into the U.S. as a beautiful tree from South Asia and was used for landscaping. However, its branches are weak and it often grows in odd shapes. It crowds environments underground with its deep roots, often killing off the native species.
Another extremely invasive species of tree is honeysuckle. They are a species of vines and shrubs that grow wide and tall. Their leaves reach higher than other plants and cast a shadow across shorter native species. Their roots grow deep and still needed nutrients from native species.
The area we worked in was in the surrounding environment of the Dry Lake Run. Over many years, these two trees have taken root and began to diminish native species. It is in much need of help. In some spots, there are small and new plants of Bradford pear and honeysuckle.
Here's the area we will be removing invasive species and restoring the native beauty. When they are short, it is easy to use a 5% glyphosate spray that kills it before it grows. When they are taller, about up to your knee, it is best to cut them down from below, then add the spray in order to prevent it from regrowing and to guarantee that the roots die.
When they are too large to snip, a saw can be a very handy method to cut the branches and expose the tree stump. Once the branch is removed, you should layer the spray to further confirm its death. The most efficient way to remove the larger honeysuckle or Bradford pear is to use a chainsaw. Once the stump is exposed, you add the spray onto it.
Another option, if the tree is too big to snip, is to bend it in different directions and then pull it out of the ground. That way you guarantee the roots are taken out and do not have to rely on the spray.
When doing any of these methods, be sure to wear the correct protective equipment like gloves, earplugs, and safety glasses.
After removing the invasive species, you see a major difference. When we began, this was surrounding the Dry Lake Run, all invasive. Now light shines through and the area is much less crowded.
In an environment, biodiversity is very important. Plants and animals work together along with decomposers. This is a system that helps environments prosper. When invasive plants spread, they disrupt this harmony and can have disastrous effects on the environment.
As invasive plants grow in population, native population diminish. Since humans have imported plants from across the world for landscaping and aesthetic reasons, we have allowed invasive species to take root.
Invasive species cause a domino effect over the course of time. They crowd the areas they take root in, which eliminates native species. Those native species are very important for animals who rely on them for food. Once native species are depleted, the next organism that will go are the native animals. This affects the carbon storage in ecosystems, which will affect the carbon cycles and balance across the world.
Environments are not made to support species that are not from their specific continent. When the carrying capacity is filled with too many plants, the environment becomes unstable, and therefore a steep decline in life begins.
Due to the increase of population across the world, food is consumed at a far greater rate. Invasive species alter our nutrition cycle, which can directly impact our food supplies.
Processes such as pollination and water purification are very important for human sustainability. Invasive species disrupt these processes, leading to negative effects on our environment and human sustainability.
Invasive species also affect our vast economy. They spread to cropland and fight against the food we grow. Local communities begin to lose the largest profits in their areas and their food.
Our environmental wellness is affected because the invasive species make it difficult for the native species to grow, and they crowd up our forests. This leaves little to no biodiversity and makes it difficult for us to stay connected with nature and maintain good environmental wellness. Our spiritual wellness is affected because we are unable to grow native plants due to the invasive plants absorbing all the nutrients and crowding out the native plants. This prevents us from gaining the peace and harmony that we would be able to experience in our lives if we were able to grow native plants that benefit our ecosystem and its biodiversity.